I posted something recently, propaganda I'm not going to fall for. I really wish you were meant say, oh, you're going to expire when like what? Am I milk? No, I never thought like that. And I don't know whether it's a cope. I don't think it's a cope. But me, and this is the first time I'm putting this out there, and I hope this is the best place to put it out there. But like I have chosen to be child free. I know I'm going to be child free. It never like I never had that maternal or I can't wait to have my children. Okay. So I feel like those things, wanting to have children or being married, is not a bad thing or anything. But because there's like a timeline on it, you start to rush yourself to do certain things or actually say, oh, by this time I should have a child, by this time I should do this. And I feel like it really stiffens your growth, your potential. So when you've done all these things that the society has told you should do, then what is next? Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Filter Therapy. I'm your hostess Sosa, and if you're joining me for the first time, then welcome. And if you're not joining me for the first time, then babes, you know I missed you. Anyway, so I know you guys can see this very beautiful lady sitting down beside me today, and I'm just going to let her introduce herself. If you're a real one, you'd recognize her. But like, yeah, let's just let her introduce herself. Yeah, she's been here before when like the podcast was just an audio podcast. So it's fair if you don't. But I always post their pictures on my page, so it's really like questionable if you don't feel. Okay, so I'm just going to let her introduce herself for the second time, and then we'll get right into what we're talking about today. Okay. Hi, I'm Faescrapbook for anyone that knows me. Yeah. And I am a TikToker, I guess. I usually post like editing videos and all that. And then I have this girl talk with thing I used to do, and Esosa invited me on her podcast sometime this year. Was it this year or last year? That was last year. Yeah, and it was really cool. So I'm glad to be back again. Hi. Yeah, I'm so grateful to have you back. I like when people make life easy for me, you know. And Faye is one of those people that are making life easy. Like, no stress. Just say, you know what? Yeah, the last time was good. Let's do it again. So I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, guys. So, I just wanted to say thank you for like all your support. It has been very surprising to me because I'm not even the kind of person to like even listen to podcasts myself. But like I've been getting a lot of support, and I really, 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 really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm just going to like let us get right into today's topic, so we don't waste too much of your time. I know people don't really like long videos, but yeah, today we're going to be talking about this idea or this mentality that a woman's prime years or prime ages is in her 20s, and like the pressure that kind of puts on young ladies, most especially, well, not even young ladies, considering ladies that have left their 20s and now in their 30s, 40s, now feeling like, you know what, their life is over, like just unfortunate, what would I put in now? How would I put it? Unfortunate ideologies like that. Yeah. That, you know, put pressure on people in general. So yeah, we're just going to be talking about that. Yeah. So yeah, what's your take on this? Have you ever like been in a situation where it was like, oh, you were pressured, or you just had this timeline set for yourself and everything somehow fell in between the ages of 20 to 20? Oh, it's always the 25, like, oh, by 25 I should have everything should have been figured out. Okay. But yeah, so I was having a conversation with someone yesterday. When you sent me the topic, like I was like, oh wow, coincidence. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and I was telling him that I only came to consciousness when I turned like 19. Yeah. Like that was when I was like, you know, when you're just living life and then like, you're like, I'm a real person. Like, oh my God, I'm a real person. And I think that happens like at different stages of our lives where you come into consciousness. And
I also believe that the thing about being in your prime is not a one-time thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are times when you look back at certain times in your life and you're like, oh my god, I was at my prime here and I didn't know, like, my skin was really clear here and I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I think like our prime happens at different stages of our lives.
Yeah.
So me personally, like, I don't think I've ever felt pressured to do anything. Definitely, like when you see other people, they are doing things and all, I feel a certain type of way. But when it comes to the idea or the concept that a woman expires when she turns 30 or after 25, it never really bothered me. I posted something recently, propaganda I'm not going to fall for. I really used to hear men say, oh, you're going to expire when like what? Am I milk? No, I never felt like that. And I don't know whether it's a cope. I don't think it's a cope. But me, and this is the first time I'm putting this out there, and I hope this is the best place to put it out there, but like, I have chosen to be child free. I know I'm going to be child free. It never, like, I never had that maternal, oh I can't wait to have my children. So I feel like those things, wanting to have children or being married, is not a bad thing or anything. But because there's like a timeline on it, you start to rush yourself to do certain things, or actually say, oh, by this time I should have a child, by this time I should do this. And I feel like it really stiffens your growth, your potential. So when you've done all these things that society has told you should do, then what is next? Do you understand? So I believe that, I don't know if it's my hope, but the fact that I don't want to have children, I just see like a very big life ahead of me. I see myself going places. I'm not going to be held down by one thing or the other. Because even the things you're telling you to chase, that, oh, if you don't do this thing by this time, this is how it's going to be. When you've done it, you're still going to feel like, okay, what's next? Okay, now that I have done it, like, you're just empty, like, what's next? So like, I've never really felt the pressure, but definitely, like, as me being part of the general population of women, I have felt it like, oh, us together. I feel it when they say, oh, by this time you should have done this and that. So yeah,
understand that. I actually respect that. Actually, when it comes to decisions like that, I feel like, don't you think that, oh, as time goes on, your mind will be swayed?
I love it when people tell me, oh, your mind, you're going, don't worry, when you get older, like, your mind. I think decisions like that, if it's not a definite yes, and if it's not a definite yes, it's a no. Like, you should not be having children if there has been a point where, like, you were like, oh my god, I don't think I want to do this. I rather regret not having children than regret having them. And I feel a lot of women regret having them, especially having them early, because of what the society said we do. And then along the line, you hear our mothers saying things like, oh, if this hadn't happened to me, I would have had this and this happen. I would have gone to this school. Oh my god, I wish I had the opportunities you have now. You understand? So yeah, I'm quite sure about my decision.
I mean, that's very true. Like, especially when it comes to that aspect of being in your prime or expiring. Honestly, like, when I'm even talking about being in your prime, like, bro, I'm not even, there's nothing like, because it's actually very disrespectful, and I think this idea or this mentality even comes from like what a lot of like men have sold to women in the past, which has now been like engraved in some people's brains. Like, honestly, because what do you mean expire? That's a very rude, stupid, I don't want to start calling it, but that's a very stupid word to use on a human being, saying someone would expire, especially when, like, you are not God, you have no right to even like question any timeline. So but you were right when you said being in your prime can like come at different aspects in your life, because when they even talk about being in your prime, they could be talking about looks, they could be talking about your financial status, they could be talking about like when your mentality, like you said, like you felt more awake when you turned 19. I think it's more about looks when they say you're in your prime. Because like we exist in a patriarchal, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, society, where a woman's value is based on her looks, her sexual desirability, her physical looks, her attraction. Like, and there's so much more to a person. There's so much more to a person, and you can't just zero it down to their looks. Yeah.
You meet me, you don't even know whether I like blue. Are you asking me, or what is your don't get it? I'm trying not to crash out. But yeah, like there's so much more to a person. There's their intellect, there's their accomplishments, and women accomplish so many things like at different stages of their lives.
Exactly.
So I don't think your value or your pride should be tied to your looks. I mean anything. Most of the women I look up to, well, for me, they are like 30 and above. Like they look so good. They look so tea. I saw that women after 30 trend did you see that on TikTok? There was a whole thing. The men were crashing out because like we looked so good to be. It's not good to be true because it's true. Like we look better when like you know where you are. You have emotional intelligence. You have clarity. And I feel like the reason why they keep pushing for, oh, get married early or do this early.
It's not. I feel like it's never with good intention. You're looking for someone that you want to groom. You're looking for someone that you want to mold. You don't want somebody that knows her stuff. Let me just say,
someone you want to manipulate, because women that are younger are more impressionable. And I'm glad that I and many other women are
realizing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's such a great thing.
Exactly.
It's such a great thing that we are, because I was even, I don't want to like mention it, but like recent, like being married early is now was being pushed out. So it's just like imagine getting married at 24. Me, I'm 21 right now. So imagine me getting married in the next 2 or 3 years, and it's like this person I'm getting married to is 30 something. So it's like, and that's weird. How do you think that's weird?
How do you want me to get married before 25 when a woman is not even like neurologically developed properly before 25? So like you see when women now get to 25 and then you've already done the marriage, the children, then your frontal lobe develops and you're like, oh my god, shit, what am I doing here? What's going on?
Exactly. And aside that, I can just imagine, like, I know everybody's situation is not the same. I know some people like you could hire nannies and you could make like the whole taking care of a child easier for you. But I can only imagine, because I know a lot of 25, 26-year-olds who are still single and living their best life. I can only imagine someone that's 25 living their best life and someone that's 25 with 2 kids. Like, I don't really know, but that's not it's not a hard pick to know who is living.
I mean, like, if you desire it, right? If it's a you thing and you know that, okay, I want to get married at this particular time. Well, most times when women say, I remember there was a time when I was seeing somebody and I was telling this person, I want to get married at 23. By 23, we're going to do it. And I'm like, now I'm in my 20s and what was I thinking? I have like a whole life ahead of me.
Exactly.
And I'm going to zero all that into a family. Which is fine if that's what you want, like at a young age, but like
no, yes, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. It's just like don't put pressure on yourself and don't set this timelines. Because another thing that's very wrong with setting timelines, and I've told my friends this so many times because I have lots of friends that want to get married early. I'm not saying like, oh, Susa doesn't want to get married early as well, but I'm just saying like it gets to a point where I'll know that, okay, you know what, I'm ready to get married. The way things are looking now, let me not talk. But yeah, I'm just saying like, just make sure that you know what you're doing. Like you're not doing this because you want to, just fulfill all righteousness. Make sure you're doing this for you. And another thing is that, okay, so another thing I noticed, this is not even, I'm sorry, I know this women's prime is not really necessarily about marriage.
Yeah.
But another thing I noticed was that people just tend to get married at this point, not to the love of their lives, but who they were dating during the time they planned on getting married.
That's an entire thing, right?
Yeah.
I had this.
I've literally been like praying and hoping that I don't end up in that situation where I get married just because, this was the person that proposed to me at the time I was looking for a husband. I want to get married to the love of my life. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just unfortunate that a lot of people are, falling into this trap.
No, it's the right word.
Getting married to someone that you're just that was just who you were with at the moment. It's not necessarily because you felt like, oh, this is the one. Like, this is the one for me. This is my other half. This is my soulmate. I mean, you might love the person now, but
I mean, personally, like, you see these days, they're trying to push like the age of the consent, make it like lower. So it's no longer 18, and you're hearing something, oh, it should be 16. I mean, like, if they can count 1 to 3, they can say yes. And sometimes it's just like, it's sounding like perf propaganda to me. I'm sorry. Like, if you want to be a pedophile, just say that. Not that you are already grooming younger women to believe that, oh, once they turn 20, they should start chasing a man, start chasing you. Like, calm down. Oh my God, there's so much life in life.
But I mean, also, with that as well, like, because I remember when I was 18 and, everyone was just saying, like, oh, you're an adult now. I'm like, please, who is even an adult? Please don't confuse my age with, like, don't confuse those two things. Like, so I can only imagine what, like, people, because at least us, I feel like we are giving the benefits to, choose and make decisions for ourselves. But people who these, like, kind of things are pushed on, like being 16 being an age for consent or an age for marriage, it's just very unfortunate because they're as good as children. I look at my younger sister, and I feel like to her she's all grown up right now. But I look at her and I'm like, you're such a baby. You don't even understand. Like, you don't even understand. And even me, I think back and I was like, when I was 16, I thought, I was the girl. I thought I had it all figured out. Like, Brando, you don't. Even till now, like, you don't have it all figured out. I recently, like, reposted something on my story where they said, being 22 is just 2 years of officially being an adult. So being 21 is 1 year. So imagine you're just a 1 year old adult. For someone like me, I'm just a 1 year old adult. That is what allows me to, give myself some grace. Give myself some, like, reassurance that, you're doing, like, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I understand how difficult it can be when you see these kind of things online, and then after seeing these kind of things online, you're also seeing your age mates online who are like doing a whole lot. But I just want to use this opportunity to tell everyone, like, guys, it's okay. Like, there's no need to rush. There's still a lot of time ahead of you. And the thing is, you're going to look back, like, hopefully 10 years, 15 years from now, and look at your 21-year-old self. And I just pray that you don't feel pity for her because of the kind of pressures that you're putting on yourself.
I like what you said about how you being 21 is like you being a 1-year-old adult. Right? I was talking to somebody and I asked him, how does it feel to be 25? Since you're like older than I am, like, how does it feel? Just coming into it. And he said, oh, like, we're learning every day, but I feel like the expectation placed on men is more than the ones placed on women. You have more time. Men, they have been given the grace to figure out themselves. They have more time to figure out themselves. See a man in his 30s still talking about I'm a player. Igwe, you can't be a player at 30. Because, like,
I'm sorry, I was watching this reality show, and this guy is 31, and the girl was 23. As a 23-year-old, you would think that, okay, you know what, this guy is 31. He's looking for something serious.
Exactly.
This guy was the biggest player on that show. The biggest fool on that show, actually. I was too stunned to speak.
And then a girl at 25, she's already feeling like she's 30.
Yeah.
And we have like a limited, they've told us that we have a limited time span to figure out ourselves. While you see men in their 30s, 40s, still talking about, oh, I'm not ready to settle down yet. Oh, I still have a lot I want to achieve. While you women,
if a woman was to say something, like that, everybody will just ease at her. And then so annoying. Like, they won't be yourself. They'll just be like, look at this one.
My God, you need to free yourself from societal expectations. If you are going to be truly happy, I was telling someone when they said, oh, you're really pretty good. I'm sure different people tell you in a day. And I'm like, I only came to consciousness when I was 19. I looked at in the mirror and I was like, wait, this is how my face looks. This is how I look to people. Because my coolness always came from the inside. The things I could do, I could draw, I could paint, I could dance. There's so many things I could do. I am such a smart girl. I'm such a smart woman. So it's never really about the exterior to me.
But yeah, let's get back to the prime topic.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that so I feel like this thing, because like I said, it could be your looks, it could be your career, it could be your finances. I do believe that at some point we would all reach our peak. So it's like at this point, there is nothing to prove that this peak will be in your 20s, will be in your 30s, will be in your 40s. It could even be in your 70s when you would reach your peak. Okay, I know that for looks, that's not very possible. It's not very possible. But for like finances, for your confidence level, like other things, there are different things in life, there are different stages in life where you get to, and you yourself, you would know that, this is me at my peak. I don't want to say me at my prime. I'd rather say me at my peak. Like, yeah, like I don't want to say like, there's no going up from here, but just compared to what you've been through, you know, like nobody has to tell you. You're the one telling yourself like, this is my peak, or this was my peak. Since this age, I have not, like, let's say, looked this good or something.
I was reading this 2020 conference paper by Lee Young Song, I hope I pronounced that properly, on gendered expectations and artistic innovations, right? And it was basically saying that, do you know that the things they create, the things they innovate, or the new things that come out is based on the expectations they have for men and women, the expectations the society has placed on men and women. So think about it. There's so much scientific innovation when it comes to things like fillers, BBLs, lipo 360, those like beauty procedures to enhance women's looks.
Yeah.
Women are like constantly taught not to age, but to constantly look desirable. And it's like an endless rabbit hole. Like there is no end.
It's so unfortunate. I mean, and we can't only blame the men, we can't blame the men alone, because like ladies as well, like you guys need to understand that you can't necessarily eat your cake and have it, in the sense of you have to be aware and you have to be content with the fact that life is in stages.
Right.
Life is in stages. So when you get to the stage where you're not longer, desirable, like, bro, focus on something else. Just let it be. Like, your looks don't have to. I don't know how you guys even think about desire. Like, there are lots of, like, I don't want to say grannies. There are lots of older women out there who look very, very cute. Like, there's this lady, I want to look like her so. No, not like I want to look like her, but like when I'm her age, I would love to like look like that. Usas Igada, or she looks so freaking beautiful. She has a child. I know she's not. I don't know if she's married, but like that's aside. I'm just saying you can always take care of yourself, and I don't know how to explain it, but from what I have noticed, you become more beautiful, more desirable when you're not even trying to look desirable for the wrong reasons, or you're not trying to like impress people. You're just you're doing it for yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think true freedom from this male propaganda, because we shouldn't blame the men. I blame the men. I blame the society they set up, right? They set this up. So I will always blame them.
I mean, they did set it up, right? But we've come to an age where, knowledge is very much accessible. Myself, personally, I'm not, not looking forward, or I'm not even anticipating any surgeries being done on myself.
Right.
And there are lots of women who are not looking forward to any surgeries being done on themselves. But it's like these women that are looking forward to these things, like you, like we're in the same society that these men build. So why is it that we have decided to make a decision that, you know what, we're not going to fall for this? Even when it comes to marriage as well, there's some women like you yourself that you said you don't want to have children. There's some women that have said, you know what, I'm not going to fall for this at all. It's propaganda I'm not falling for. So it's like the people that are now falling for it, like at this point, it gets to a point you have to start taking accountability for your actions, for your reasoning. Right. If you know that you can't think by yourself, then something is wrong somewhere. Especially when you are at a age where you should start thinking for yourself. So yeah, I just feel like, yes, it is the patriarchy and, you know, society that has, you know, caused a lot of these issues or these problems where women feel some type of way. But at the end of the day, we have gotten to a stage where, like I said, knowledge is accessible. You know, women are allowed to think for themselves. Not in every society, but at least in majority of societies, women are allowed to think for themselves.
You know, a large majority of women that fall for the trap, like you said.
Yeah.
We're calling it a trap. They think they are thinking for themselves. And that's what happens when you were born into something. It's just the way some people are born into certain religions and you believe, oh, this is the way, the truth, this is the way we're going to. Like, you can't tell me otherwise. Every religion believes that, right? So when you've been born into a society that propagates this idea, you think you are making the decision for yourself. Even when you now see women come up like and tell you, no, like you are falling for a trap. They won't believe because like they've been told these things all their life. So it's a conversation that we need to consistently have and something you need to keep hitting into people's brains. And like, you know, like how you have Share 7, Flood Villa, and a couple of other women like constantly telling women like you need to stop being a pick-me. And even if like their message might be a bit extreme to some people or harsh, or harsh, come off as harsh, I think I have learned a couple of things from it, and other women have learned a couple of things from it, because these things don't benefit you. They benefit the society, the economy, and men. It's not to benefit you, it's to benefit men and society. So calm down, take your time, understand yourself, and like take in better narratives, right? I feel like you can tailor your feed to bring things to you that don't reinforce that idea that, oh, when you turn 30 you're going to age. I love watching women. I don't know how old Tony Tone is. Is that her name?
Yeah.
No, what is it? Tony Tone?
Yeah.
The fair one that has like Kai as her guy.
Yeah.
I love listening to women like that. They are so, it's just like a breath of fresh air. It reminds me that there's so much more to life. There's so much life
more
after.
to learn.
Exactly.
There's so much more to like.
So like it doesn't end at 25. I can't even believe it's 25 now. I thought it was 30. And now like women are pushing back. Women are actually pushing back. And you hear men saying things like, oh, when you turn 40, like I thought you guys wanted it to be 30. Like now we're pushing back. So please just tailor your feed, the things you listen to, the things you take in, and get rid of that timeline thing. Oh, by this time, like obviously to set goals.
Exactly.
It's great to set goals and tell yourself, oh, by this time I want to achieve this. By this time, it helps you stay focused. But what if you don't achieve it by then? Then is your life over? No, it's not.
So especially when like these timelines that you're setting are things that you can't necessarily control.
Exactly.
So like you should just, you know, pray about certain things, and you know, yes, there should be a map on how your life should go, and you should like know when to redirect, know when to. But you have to understand that God also has His own plans for you. So sometimes your plans might not necessarily align with God's plans. So that's why it's necessary to pray, so that you know, okay, this is what God has planned for you. So stuff like that, because you know, even in the Bible, it doesn't say you must get married. there's even this Bible verse where it says like people who get married are kind of unfortunate because like it brings troubles
the
and
Bible
problems.
verse was like a woman that is not married has more time to be in the church or something like that. I'm not the most spiritual, but I think I know that.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said again, and as I've been saying, this whole thing about being in your prime is not necessarily about, marriage. It's not necessarily about looks. Being in your prime can be many, many things. So yeah, I just want to say that in conclusion to this whole video, because I feel like we've been able to like discuss and like touch on a lot of things. But in conclusion to this video, just want to like plead and like help everyone kind of understand that it's okay. It's okay to calm down. And please, these men, like, calm down. Like, what's even the issue? Like, we're human beings too. Like, sometimes I ask myself, like, I feel like lots of men don't see women as actual human beings. They see women as women. Like, they've created some ideology in their head about women. I don't know. This is not even about this whole prime issue. It's about a lot of things. Sometimes I question that they don't see us as human beings, or they don't see us as, they just see us as like, you know how women see every like human beings as human beings.
Let me
I feel like men,
they see us as goods, and that's why they call us finished, used up, expired.
I swear.
So
At this
I personally think when the society says women have reached their prime or men say whatever that is, it just means you are the most sexually desirable at that time.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make any sense. I always just think about like, how is it that we have been able to innovate so many things? We've been able to solve the problem of a flatter butt quicker than we've been able to solve the problem of hormonal issues, PCOS, endometriosis. So it is more about, the prime thing is more about looks. And once you're able to decenter that, once you're able to like remove yourself from that, oh my looks, I have to look good, you're going to be so calm. Like you'll be at a place where like you genuinely don't care.
Yeah, you'll be at so much, you'll be like so much peace. You'll be happy, you know.
So moral is for me, the center men and the center the society that tells you to cater to men. Because what you're doing
everything.
is catering to men.
Focus on yourself. Focus on your like wherever you find like, spiritual intervention from. So if it's God or whatever you practice, just focus on those things. And you realize that life is way more peaceful. Even leave your family, like leave them aside at this point. Do what you want to do. Live your life the way you want to live your life. Because I know family can also like pressure people to do a lot of things that they don't want to do. It's actually most especially family that does that actually. But yeah, I just want to say that being in your 20s does not equate figuring it out. Being in your 20s is all about, putting things together, building up your future self. Like this is the time for you to build. This is not the time that you feel like everything. Because when did you even have the time? Didn't you just graduate? Or like some of us in our 20s haven't even graduated. So like, where did you find the time to be this boss woman that the society has painted you to like have to be? Just take it easy on yourself, guys. Find ways for you to grow mentally, spiritually, physically, and don't do things just because like, oh, everyone is doing it, like going to the gym, or do things because like you want to do it. Don't do things because like, oh, everybody is finding God. Do it because you want to find God. Like, just make sure every decision that you make, especially at this age, is your decision. Yeah. Because it would affect you. And the crazy thing, my biggest fear is getting to old age and having so much regret. Yeah. I don't want to be that person. I'm hoping not to be that person. I understand how difficult it can be because even me that I'm talking, and that's something I love about this podcast or my podcast or myself. Right. I'm very self-aware, right? This is something that I am struggling with when it comes to doing things to please other people. guys, we should not be doing this. Exercise should not be doing this. You should not be doing this. Feyi should not be doing. No one should be doing this. We have to take charge of our lives. I understand that your parents might say, "Oh, I know what's best for you." Da 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 da. This. Da da da. But please, please, like I said, speak to your Father in heaven or whoever your God might be. Speak to that person and understand yourself. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah, because like that's such a big fear of mine, and it just came up now because this whole prime thing, peak thing. Oh, and I also wanted to say that this whole prime thing is not even necessarily about women, because I have to see like when they talk about musicians being in their prime, I feel like that's a good example of what prime should look like. Because I feel like all of us can say, oh, there was actually a time when, let's say, Nicki Minaj was in her prime. Not to say that what is happening in her life now is bad, but we know, like we know that there was a time that, so I feel like that is where that word prime should be used. It should not be used on things that you can't control, like aging, like, mental capacity, just things like that. But yeah. So, what is your little advice for the audience listening for us to end this episode?
Okay. So I said the last time I came on the podcast, and I'm going to say it again, and I always say it in most of my videos. If you live for people's validation, you will die from their rejection.
Yeah.
So once again, separate yourself, your life, your goals, your achievements from the timelines that people have set for you.
Yeah.
From the timeline that the society has set for you, and do things because you want to do it, because you feel aligned at that time to do it. Speak to God, understand yourself before making certain decisions so that you don't get to the end of your life and you're like, I didn't even want to do any of this shit.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do any of these things. Like, they told me to do it, and they won't be there for you at that time. They won't, because
exactly.
So yeah, just do you.
Oh, guys, it's really sad though. Like, please, it's not even a funny thing at all. Like, I feel like that's why a lot of old people can get angry or are cranky, because they realize that what have I actually even done? Like, what have I done to my life? What have I done with my life? How did I
did this.
end up here?
I wish I did this.
And that's why they become, kind of jealous of you that's doing things for yourself. So they try and limit you as well and say, you know what, don't do this, don't do that. Well, I mean, let me not start talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for keeping up with this episode and for watching till the end of the episode. We really appreciate you, and I hope that you've been able to get a little one or two from this episode, be it boy or girl, because I feel like on this podcast I really focus on the girls a lot. But I mean, yeah, guys. So thank you so much for watching. See you next Friday. I hope you have a lovely weekend. And yeah, bye guys.